All right, let's dive in. We're going to try and demystify two terms you hear thrown around all the time, but are honestly pretty easy to mix up: MLOps and AIOps. Now, they both have AI and ops right there in the name, but they tackle completely different problems. So we're going to break down what they are, why they matter, and really how they're changing the game.
So, we all know AI is a huge deal. It's transforming pretty much everything. But all that power, it brings a whole new level of complexity. I mean, it's one thing to build a cool AI model on your laptop, right? It's a completely different ballgame to get that thing working reliably, at scale, for thousands or even millions of users. And then, once you have AI, how do you use it to make your other systems run better? That's the core challenge we're digging into.
Okay, so if you remember just one thing, let it be this. The simplest way to think about it is MLOps is the factory. It's the assembly line that builds the AI, making sure it's done in a reliable, repeatable way. AIOps, on the other hand, is like the super smart AI-powered mechanic that uses AI to keep all your other systems running perfectly. One builds the car, the other keeps it on the road.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to get into the weeds of MLOps, the whole engine that builds production-ready AI. Then, we'll flip the script and explore AIOps and see how it's shaking up IT operations. We'll even see it in action with a real-world example. And then, we'll zoom out and look at what all this means for the future. First up, MLOps. And that assembly line analogy, it's honestly the best way to think about it. It's all about taking that creative, often messy experimental work of data science and turning it into something industrial, something you can count on every single time. So, what is it really? Well, the formal definition draws a straight line right back to DevOps, which, as you probably know, totally revolutionized how we build software. MLOps basically takes those core ideas from DevOps, automating everything, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and applies them to the unique world of machine learning. And this is absolutely crucial. MLOps isn't just about code and servers. It's about people. It's the glue that holds everyone together. You've got data scientists who are exploring data and building the models. You've got ML engineers who are trying to make those models work in the real world. And you have data engineers building the pipelines. MLOps gives them all a shared playbook so they can work together without, driving each other crazy. So what's actually happening on this assembly line? Well, it manages the entire life cycle of a machine learning model from start to finish. It kicks off with getting the data ready. Then, data scientists do what's called exploratory data analysis, or EDA, just to figure out what they're working with. From there, they engineer features, train the model, check its performance, and finally, the big moment, deploy it and keep an eye on it. MLOps is what makes this whole chain of events smooth and, most importantly, automated. And one of the biggest ideas here, taken straight from the DevOps playbook, is separating your environments. You have your dev environment for just messing around and experimenting. Then there's staging, which is like a dress rehearsal for the real thing. And finally, prod, the production environment where it all goes live. This system makes sure that only rock-solid, fully tested models ever see the light of day. Now here's something that makes MLOps a bit tricky. You're actually managing two separate things at once. You've got the code that trains and serves the model, and then you have the model itself, which is a totally different artifact. The code might not change for months, but you might be retraining the model with new data every single day. MLOps gives you the framework to handle both of these life cycles without any chaos. When you get MLOps right, you unlock some seriously powerful stuff. You can version your datasets just like you version your code, which is a game changer. You can manage all those dev, staging, and prod environments consistently. You can actually understand why your model is making certain predictions. And maybe most importantly, you get a complete audit trail, which is a must-have for governance and compliance. Okay, so we've got a handle on how AI gets built. Now let's switch gears and look at how we can use AI to run our systems better. And this is where AIOps enters the picture. Think of it as an AI-powered partner sitting right next to your operations team. This quote from AWS just nails it. It really captures the whole promise of AIOps. The goal is to move away from that frantic, high-stress, late-night troubleshooting and shift towards something more, conversational. Instead of frantically digging through log files, you can just ask the system, hey, what's going on? So what's the actual problem AIOps is trying to solve? First up, the dreaded alert storm. We've all been there. When something breaks, you don't get one neat little alert. No, you get hundreds, maybe thousands, all at once.
It's just a fire hose of noise, and trying to find the real signal in all that chaos is almost impossible. And the second big problem? Dashboard overload. When an incident hits, an engineer has to frantically jump between, like a dozen different tools? You're looking at metrics here, logs over there, traces somewhere else, just trying to piece together the story of what went wrong. And all that context switching wastes precious time when every second counts.
AIOps is the answer to this chaos. It acts like a central brain that plugs into all of your different tools. It uses machine learning to connect the dots, spot patterns, and ultimately find the root cause of the problem for you. It's all about turning that sea of overwhelming data into clear, actionable insights. And the results? They're very real. The number one goal is to crush your mean time to resolution, or MTTR, which is just a fancy way of saying fix stuff faster. It automates all the tedious parts of an investigation, pulls all your data into one place, and this is really cool, it lets engineers troubleshoot using plain English right from an app on their phone.
Now, this all sounds great in theory, but let's make it real. Let's walk through a concrete example of how AIOps actually works in the wild. Okay, here's a classic scenario. It happens more than you'd think. A developer is working on something, and to make their life easier for a minute, they make a cloud storage bucket public. But then they forget to switch it back. This is a massive security hole just waiting to be found.
So here's the million-dollar question. How long does that risk just sit there undetected? With the old way of doing things, it could be hours, days, or maybe not until the next quarterly security audit. It's a ticking time bomb. But with an AIOps platform, you can just ask a simple question like, hey, show me any public S3 buckets, and you get an answer instantly. The system is always watching, constantly monitoring your entire infrastructure so it can spot these kinds of risks in real time. But here's where the real magic happens. AIOps doesn't just point out the problem, it helps you fix it. It literally tells you step by step exactly what to do. It might even generate the script or the command to do it. It's like having a senior-level expert by your side 24/7.
So we've seen how MLOps and AIOps are really two sides of the same AI coin. One builds the intelligence, and the other uses that intelligence to make everything else run better. Let's bring it all together. This little table sums it up perfectly. For MLOps, the main goal is to industrialize how you deliver machine learning models, make it repeatable and reliable. For AIOps, the goal is to automate IT operations to cut down on noise and slow response times. The people are different. Data scientists versus SREs. The challenges are different, but at the end of the day, you really need both to succeed with AI.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. MLOps is automating how we build models. AIOps is automating how we run our systems. As these tools get smarter and more powerful, they're freeing up our engineers from constantly just reacting and fighting fires. So the real question for the future is, what incredible, higher value problems will they be able to solve next?